What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I have got wonderful news, because the lovely folks over at Fantasy Flight Games have gone and given me a couple of exclusive cards to reveal from the upcoming Star Wars Unlimited card game. Now this makes me absolutely delighted, because the game doesn't launch till next year. Like, don't get me wrong, I wanted preview cards for this game. Anyone who's been watching this channel for any length of time knows that I am very hyped for this game. This is a game I have a lot of love for and a lot of excitement for. But I did not expect to be getting preview cards this early. To put it into context, and as always, do correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, the only cards revealed for this game so far are the 7 cards in this collage, the Princess Leia leader card I showed you the other day, and a Darth Vader they revealed for Father's Day that I'm actually just going to show you in a minute because I might as well. But yeah, this is an early reveal, ladies and gentlemen, and I could not be happier. Oh yeah, we've also got a new keyword skill and confirmation as to what a couple of the stats are officially called. I'm calling it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very exciting video, and shout out to the lovely folks over at FFG for allowing me to do the reveal, because they're awesome. So let's start off with Cloud City Wingard, a free cost card, a ground unit. Remember, we have ground and space units in this game, and essentially the battle is taking place on those 2 planes. We've previously had a look at Wing Leader, for instance, which would be a space unit. This dude ain't fighting that. It's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's not happening. And what we've got here now, I did check with the lovely folks over at FFG for the terminology here. So the red number is officially power, and the right number, the blue one, is officially HP. So classic attack defense, but what we're talking about here is power and HP. Now, it is worth noting we don't have the full rules of this game yet. So I don't know if HP recovers or not. In some card games, damage done essentially stays on, so I can do 2 damage to a Cloud City Wingard this turn and 2 damage the next turn, and then it's KO'd. In other card games, you essentially have to do that much damage in one swing, or else it's fine. I don't know what the deal is here, is the honest answer. So, yeah. If I had to guess, and this is pure guess, because we've got things like Darth Vader lets you do 1 damage to a unit, my inkling would be that it does stay on there. However, that is a pure speculative guess on my part and is in no way, shape or form official. And you have my word, right? The moment the rules are revealed for this game, you know I'm going to bring you a video about it. That's what I do. I've got how to plays about a bunch of games on this channel, and Star Wars Unlimited is a game I am as excited about as any, and yes, I mean that very sincerely. So yeah, as soon as we know the full rules, I will be here, ladies and gentlemen. I will be here. But the other really exciting thing about Cloud City Wingard is this new keyword skill, Sentinel. And you know it's a keyword skill because it's got an actual word Sentinel, which is emboldened, and it's in a coloured box. And I sent them an email going, hey, really excited about the new keyword skill? And they replied saying, keyword skill. And I'm like, yes, it is officially a keyword skill. So that is another thing I was able to check before making the video. Units in this arena can't attack your non-Sentinel units or your base. Now, this to me is a phenomenal skill. Now, again, when I'm giving you opinions about how good these cards are, please bear in mind we don't know the full rules of the game, all right? Please bear that in mind. That's very important. But this does a couple of important things. Now, we've seen this kind of skill in other card games. Essentially, a unit or a character that comes out here and acts as a decoy. Any units can only attack your Sentinels if you've got 1 Sentinel out. This seems to be what we see from the wording here, because units in this area can't attack your non-Sentinel units, i.e., if you've got 4 Sentinel units out, any of them can be attacked, but none of your non-Sentinels can be attacked. And this basically treats them as like damage sponges. It's taking the threat away from your other characters you want to protect. Great skill, because it basically means if you've got especially weaker characters that you really want to keep on the field, what you do here is you have these out, and then your opponent is forced to go after the Sentinels, and they can't go after your other characters, your other units, until they take out your Sentinel. But also, they can't attack your base. And remember, the way you win in Star Wars Unlimited is by destroying your opponent's base. That is the win condition. It says it right there on the website. The goal of the game is simple: destroy your opponent's base before they do the same to you. Having a character that stops your opponent attacking your base, that sounds phenomenal. And in theory, if you can get multiple Sentinels on the field, you can buy yourself several turns where your opponent isn't able to attack your base. This seems like a very strong skill. Again, we've not seen many cards at all, and we don't know the full rules of the game, so we do need to bear all of this in mind. But this seems like a very, very nice skill indeed. I'm excited to see which other units are going to have Sentinel. Now, the other card we've got to reveal here is a bit of the old Viper Probe Droid. Also, as a side note, both of these reveals, they might not be your big headline characters. However, they both made their first appearance in Empire. So I think that makes it pretty gosh darn cool. What do we got here? Well, we got ourselves another ground unit. We've got 3 power, 2 HP. So this one's a little bit more of a glass cannon. Very powerful comparatively, as a 2 cost I should mention, compared to its HP. So, yay, I suppose. Again, we've not seen enough cards to make a real judgment on how good that is. But when played, look at an opponent's hand. Love it. Absolutely love it. Couple of things to note here. This is a play skill, which means it's a one-shot deal. You play it down, you look at your opponent's hand, that's it. It's not an every turn thing or anything like that. It is just a one-shot deal. And also, it says look at an opponent's hand. Now, as far as I am aware, this is looking to be a 2-player game. I could be wrong about that. I don't believe... I've just read through both of the articles on the website, and I'm not seeing a real list of exactly how many players it's intended for. I mean, most card games, you know, you're trying to take out your opponent's base while they take out yours. Most of them are 2-player games. So I'm assuming that this is intended primarily as a 2-player game. But saying an opponent's hand, there are a couple of things we could read into this. We could read into they're planning a more than 2-player version, yay! Or we could read into it as they're just being really careful with the language, just to allow for other things in the future. Again, we don't have enough information, unfortunately, to make a full assessment here, but I just think the phrasing here is interesting. And this is good, right? Looking at your opponent's hand gives you information. It means that you can see what they're able to do on their next turn. It allows you to plan. If there's something you're worried about doing, you can see if your opponent's able to counter. If there's something you're worried about your opponent doing, you can see how likely they are to do it. Now, assuming it's like every other card game in the history of the world, you're going to draw a card at the start of your turn. That's very standard. Although, again, I don't think that's official yet. So, when you look at your opponent's hand, you know what they're able to do now, but they're going to draw more cards in the future at some point. So, again, it's interesting here, because you're never going to have perfect knowledge, but you will have good knowledge now, and this is going to be a huge advantage. We'll see when the game actually comes out as to exactly how good this can be, but I've played a lot of card games, and getting a sneaky peek at your opponent's hand, generally pretty useful. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, they're the 2 cards that FFG were nice enough to give to me to reveal, and I am absolutely delighted about it. Thank you very much to them. As a side note, I'm not sure if Watto's ever going to make it into the card game. If Watto does ever make it into the card game, it's probably going to be a while. However, if Watto does ever make it into the card game and, you know, someone is needed to reveal that Watto card, just, you know, I'm here. Just putting that out there. But it was Father's Day this past weekend, and in honor of Father's Day, they went and revealed a new card. A 3-cost event, I Am Your Father, deals 7 damage to an enemy unit, unless its controller says no, in which case draw 3 cards. Now, this seems phenomenal with a giant asterisk. Because, you know, I just showed you a couple of units, and they had 2 and 4 HP. 7 is a lot. Like, if we go back to that collage I showed you at the beginning, 7, the only one we've seen with more than 7 is Darth Vader, who's got 8. Well, 7 damage seems like a lot. It seems like a very, very powerful effect. But your opponent can just be like, nah, mate. And let's be clear, it's giving your opponent the option. So blatantly here, and I don't think I'm giving a game away, your opponent is not going to let you do 7 damage unless, well, they're either not paying attention or they don't have a unit on the field that they don't mind losing. Like, if they're happy with you going after the units, they're going to let you do it. Otherwise, they are very clearly and obviously going to be like, nah, mate, draw 3 cards. However, that's kind of all right. Now, again, we don't know enough about the game, and I know I keep saying that, but I'm sorry, it's a really important point. It depends on the draw power in the game. Because a lot of the time, this card is in essence going to be a free cost, draw free. And I don't have enough information to really say how good that's going to be. Because in some games, a free cost draw free is phenomenal. And in some games, a free cost draw free is terrible. We need to see a bunch more draw cards to really determine how good this is likely to be. But this does look like it could be a pretty good draw card. Just putting it out there, ladies and gentlemen. Just putting it out there. For now, that's 3 new cards, 2 of which are exclusive, a new keyword skill, confirmation of exactly what power and HP are actually called, and some things to think about for the game. I'm sorry so much of this has ended with me going, we need to see more, we need to know the rules, etc. But this is the deal. There is a new game that is coming out, and we have far from perfect information. And this is how it works. As time goes by, we'll get more information. I'm going to be here the whole time. So as more information comes out, I'm going to share it. As the rules are revealed, I'm going to share them. For now, let's all get excited about a new Star Wars game, because Star Wars is awesome. And of course, tell me what you think about these cards in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we're going to be talking about Star Wars Unlimited very excitedly right up until it releases. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.